A charger in the medieval days was a large, powerful horse that carried its riders into battle. Today, however, the Charger is a Hellcat with 700 horsepower and goes 0 to 60 in 3.7 seconds. Hello racing fans, I'm Road Hazard, and today I'm actually not going to be talking about the Hellcat, but rather its older and arguably better looking cousins, because I believe to be rebellious you need more than just snarling muscle. Oh, 188 there. Now we're heading down to the farm. Nice! Nice! Whoa! Ha ha! Rebellious, I believe, is the best word to describe a Charger. General consensus says that the 1969 Charger was the best looking car Dodge has ever made. And indeed, there's something to admire when you look at a 69. Regardless of its performance, this car gives you a sense of character. And with each color variation, a different character is created. Black is the lone wolf, white is the angel that's falling from the grace, red is the fiery vengeance, and orange is the rebellious outlaw. Rebellion is in the car's DNA, and when you add the big Hemi V8, that rebellion explodes onto scene with ferocious fury. If you're someone who loves the environment and the fuel economy, this car will eat you alive and digest you into the fuel that powers its thirsty engine. Handling this car is not for the light of heart either. It has horrible understeer, horrible aerodynamics that make it unstable at high speeds, and the brakes are virtually non-existent. Truth is, however, no one is buying this car for its lap times at seat rate, nor are they buying this car for its incredible fuel economy. No, people are buying and are looking for this car for its character and its history. Let's fast forward to the future and stop at 2006 when Dodge unveiled the Charger, a rebirth to one of the greatest muscle cars of the 60s and 70s. Straight away, however, the car was met with mixed opinions. First off, the original Charger only had 2 doors, whereas this one has 4. Also, unlike the Mustang and later in 2010 the Camaro, the Charger at first glance didn't really look like its muscle car ancestors. Sure, the front end was aggressive and the wheel arches were bulging, but at a distance, the car looked more like a common sedan. However, once you got close to it, the muscle car heritage was unmistakable. The 06 is American muscle for the 21st century. Its aggressive front end is perhaps its most defining feature. It roars power, intimidation, and carries a get-out-of-my-way attitude. It may have 2 more doors, but they merge seamlessly into the wheel arches. The back of the car is crowned with a sporty spoiler and 2 square taillights, a tribute to the 68. That's what this car is, a tribute to the ways of old, but unlike the Mustang and Camaro, is a trailblazer by creating its own path forward. So then, the 06 is rebellious, but nowhere near as rebellious as its granddaddy. The front grille and angled headlights are very distinct. The bulging wheel arches and flared engine hood also add to the distinct looks. The big Hemi V8 and rear-wheel drive is a combination that usually spells disaster, but here the union is superb, with advanced stability and traction control that will let you slide out, but not let you crash. The 06 can handle the power given to it while cornering. The ride is comfortable and enjoyable for those long road trips. This then is not a character that's out for vengeance, but one that is a bit adventurous. The real estate agent, a wheelman from the modern era, or a cop who's had a troubled past but is now trying to make amends. Cops are another highlight to this car, because now that the Crown Vic has been discontinued, cops are in need of a new cruiser, and I think we all can agree that the Charger has been a huge improvement. Not to knock the Crown Vic, because you'll never find a more iconic police car, but in retrospect it was rather dull looking, with the exception of a few departments who had really cool graphics painted on the side. Like the California Highway Patrol, the NYCPD, and of course, Need for Speed. But still, the car as something to look at in the rear view was really dull. Now, however, when those lights come on and you see that aggressive grille charging towards you, the need to pull over has never been more immediate. If the civilian version of the Charger looked mean, the cop version of it looks savage. Mount a pair of push rods to the front and suddenly it looks like a mad bull at a rodeo. That's what makes this car so impressive. Even at low speeds, there's an action sequence just waiting to be unleashed. And when it's in the movie, sliding out of corners, busting through alleyways, and jumping over trains, it feels alive and thrilling. Six years later, and the Charger is still going strong. We saw performance models like the Super B and the RT, but no one really thought you could improve the Charger other than some engine upgrades. No one really thought you could make it even more thrilling, but Dodge proved us wrong, and in 2012 unveiled a new Charger with smoother corners, a massive curb across the door panels, and full-length taillights at the back. Not even supercars had taillights that span across the entire trunk. These lights were retro on an epic scale, and they were so unique that they themselves were a selling point. In the daytime, they are a mystery to look at, and at night, they are the coolest thing to look at. But it is true. The aggression has been curved down, but in the right way. It's a bit more pleasant on the eyes and a bit more friendly to be around. The front grille still says, "Get out of my way," but now there's a "Please get out of my way" in the front of that. I also like the curb indentation across the door panels, which is more refined and more uniform than the simple bar across the middle on the 06. Thus, the 2012 is a refinement of the aggression. And when you follow the curved lines back, you are once again greeted to the very cool and very retro taillights. I love those taillights. I really do. What we have then is a tribute to the classics and a refinement of the modern. The 1969 Charger is the best looking car Dodge has ever made. But I would argue that the 2012 Charger is the second best looking car they've ever made. This is a family man's car, a business executive's rental, a powerful cop car, and a must-have for those exciting street races at night. The interior is spacious and even more comfortable. Gone are the retro gauges and chunky steering wheel, and in their place a more traditional gauge cluster and a fully interactive center console. Climate control is now standard, and the engine, while still powerful, is somewhat fuel efficient. You still get your Hemi V8s and track packages like the Hellcat, but there's still character to this car. You can still slide it out in the corners or play racket mode with a bank vault while being pursued by officers in Rio.